board scores with you guys. So I'm mainly sharing them because when I was studying for STEP and COMLEX, I was just in this really bad mindset of, I'm going to fail, I'm not going to pass, I'm not going to match, I won't graduate med school, blah, blah, blah. Just having a hard time with it. And so I'm sharing them in hopes, if someone with that similar mindset right now, this will make you feel better, whatever. Also, please be nice to me when I share my scores. So hopefully just make someone feel better. I know Step 1 and COMLEX 1 are both pass-fail now, so I'm not sure how relevant my scores are to anyone, but I'll share them anyway. I will say I thought my Step 1 was a lot lower than what I want. Well, it is a lot lower than what I wanted or was hoping for, but I was still able to get, good interviews and audition rotations for fourth year at bigger name schools and programs. I did an audition rotation at Mayo Clinic, and I also did one at the University of Minnesota. So I thought they are great programs, but I kind of looked at them as reach programs, programs that probably wouldn't interview me. And they did, and they let me come audition there, so that was great. They were great programs. I was just very happy about it. My Step 2 score was a lot better, so I increased quite a bit. My COMLEX scores were average. They were fine. I passed it, so I was happy with them. But yes, so my Step 1 score, I'm going to share it. I got a 218, and my COMLEX one, I got a 500. So Step 1, I think the reason I didn't do so well was because I prioritized Anki so much. My first 2 years in med school, I was using Anki a lot, and I think it was just this safety net and this feeling that I just needed to keep doing it. And so I was using a lot of my study time for Anki. And so I wish I maybe would have stopped doing Anki during dedicated, and maybe I was able, I would have had more time for practice questions, practice exams, content review, whatever I needed to do. I also did not have a good way to review my incorrect questions, and so I struggled with that a lot. But maybe if I did quit Anki, maybe I still would have gotten the same score, I don't know. So, but that's kind of what I think happened, and my Step 2 score was a lot better. I increased. I got a 241 on my Step 2. I was very happy with it. My COMLEX 2, I got a 512, which was fine. Not a big jump, but it was, at least it increased. I think, that's what they like to see, is that your scores went up from, Step or COMLEX 1 to 2. However, now that's pass-fail, I'm not sure how they really evaluate it. I do think they'll be looking at Step 2 a lot more, though. But anyway, my Step 2 score jump, I mainly think it was because I didn't do Anki. I had a lot more time to do practice questions, review, do some content review, whatever I wanted. I also found a way that worked for me to review practice questions. Yeah, those are my scores. I matched in family medicine. I know people who had, lower scores than me, and they matched into OB-GYN or, other competitive specialties. And so keep that in mind when you're applying. If your scores aren't the greatest, you can make up for that in other areas of your application. Strong letters of recommendation, a good personal statement, GPA, things like that might be more heavily weighted now too, now that Step 1's pass-fail. I really don't know. I can't be sure. So, make sure you ask your advisor and ask, someone you trust if they're in healthcare to look into that for you. But like I said, don't let your scores hold you back from the specialty that you want to go into or the program. But I do, I know people that have lower board scores than me that were able to match in certain competitive specialties, like surgical stuff and surgical specialties. And so I think, you have to be realistic. You have to know where your limits are and the likelihood of you getting into certain programs. But I'm just trying to say, what's the harm in applying to the program. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is that they're going to reject you and say, no, we don't want to interview you. And that's fine. There's other programs, okay? I just don't want you guys to dwell on this one thing, because there's so much more about you as a student and as an applicant. So keep that in mind when you're applying. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Again, also be nice to me about my board scores. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Again, let me know if you have questions. Thanks, bye.